Good morning, Kim. Be with you guys in just a minute. I'm trying to get the cameras to set up here. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, Lisa. Tracy, Blue Mermaid, good morning. Eric, and OK Mother, One Jack Valley, Scott B, Chrissy Lee, good morning. There we go. Kiki, good morning. There we go. Okay. Figure y'all don't want to stare at the side of my face all day. Sandy, Katharina Maloney, Debbie, Anita from South Africa. Good morning. We coming from a long ways away. We got Blue Mermaid here from the UK. Got anybody in Australia yet? From land down under? Is my face feeling better? Oh, what's wrong with my face? Obviously, it's been a while since my face feels fine. We got Netherlands. Good morning, Jessica. Jessie. Sorry, read that wrong. Jessie. And we got Cara from Waco, Texas. Good things happen in Waco. From the pipe. Oh, yeah. What time is it in the UK? I don't know if it's my feed here or I may have to move the camera because I've got two different monitors set up here, and I'm seeing a delay between the two. Before this goes much longer, I'll probably move the camera. Lots of history there. It's 4 p.m. in Scotland. Good morning, Maggie. Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to move the camera. It's going to be a little bit of a jostle, but you'll be okay. There we go. Ah. All right. There's my ugly face. All right, now I gotta turn off one of these lights. There we go. I can't turn them all off, but at least we're not being blinded out by the lights, washed out by light right now. Beautiful place to live. I had a friend who was from around the Waco area. He's then moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Then after Albuquerque, New Mexico, I think he went to back to Austin or something like that. They live just outside of in a suburb area of Austin now. I've been down to visit them a couple of times in Texas. Carol, good morning. Karen, good morning. Have I been banned from live feed? YouTube, love your channel. Well, no, you haven't been banned. I see you. I think it's a little bit of a delay in the feed right now. My internet, my Wi-Fi signal and everything else here, I'm actually hooked up by Ethernet right now instead of Wi-Fi. But I'm showing perfect 6 out of 6 bars. But so it's got to be on the YouTube side or feed from StreamYard to YouTube. So I don't know if anybody else uses Tracy. Good morning from Columbus, Ohio. I don't know if anybody else uses StreamYard, but I don't have the. All right, so do up here. So like on the free version, you have like their watermark with their little duck. They gave me 7 days, a free trial of all the features of StreamYard. And then after 7 days, if I decide that I want to renew, if I want to keep all the features, I get a 30% discount on a lifetime membership. I don't think it's ever going to happen, though. In the last 120 days, I made $14 off of doing live streams. I don't get super chats. Don't do that. Well, I mean, it's there as an option, as you can all see, but I don't ask for it. So it doesn't pay for itself. This is just me hanging out with my friends and talking and drinking way too much coffee. Birmingham, Alabama. Oh, Birmingham, UK, Blue Mermaid. Hope you're doing well today, Blue Mermaid. Carol Hackinson? Do you pronounce it Hackinson? What? $14? Yeah. Yeah. Florence, it is what it is. I mean, there are a lot of other channels out there. They really push the super chat, and they ask for donations and people to support them, and I don't do it. Instead, where is it? I do things like that. You can go to my Teespring store and you can buy a t-shirt of Mr. Watts. Ow. Now I don't know how to get rid of it. See what happens. Good morning, Irish Eyes, and welcome to my Patreon, by the way. See, now I got that banner there. I don't know how to get rid of it. There we go. Whew. I'd figure out how to get rid of it. It's been very successful with so far with selling a t-shirt. It's got on the back of it. It's got the picture of the electric chair, and it says, "Please have a seat, Mr. Watts." Is Patreon better? It all depends, Florence. It's a monthly recurring flat fee. Some people prefer it. Some people don't. Some people rather do one-time donations. On every little banner in the upper corner of the lower corner of right-hand side of there's a link to Patreon to PayPal. Some people prefer to make one-time donations that way, but it's just who I am. I don't push it. I don't go up and say, hey, you know what? Don't forget to do super chats. Don't forget to buy my my T-shirts from my fan store. I mean, the links are always there, but Jennifer Slate. Did I miss somebody? Yeah, I get a talking and I forget when to say hello. Greeley. Is she in Greeley, Colorado? Ginger Anderson. Good morning. But like back to what I was finish up what I was saying, Florence. The Patreon and links to all that stuff it's there on every video. In the description of every video, there's a link to the fan store, Patreon. It's always in the bottom right corner of every video. And on the main page, there's Patreon, Twitter, Facebook, PayPal. Good morning, Tina. I hope you're doing well this morning. Oh my goodness, how long have I been subscribed to you? And I never knew about the shirts. I need one. Hey, Chrissy. See, that's my problem, Chrissy, is I don't tell people about this stuff. And I get probably 5 or 6 notices from YouTube, from their creator group, on how to grow your channel, how to increase your revenue. I get 5 or 6 emails like that a week, and I'm terrible at it. Who dat? Good morning, who dat? And I just don't push it. I don't sell myself very well, I guess is what they say. They do. They do run a little bit on the larger side. They're not unless you get one of the women's T-shirts. They're unisex T-shirts for the most part. I try to offer some of the ladies cuts T-shirts. That nobody buys them. Now I just until last night. I had another one that it'll be back up this week. It on the back of it says I, and then has a heart, and it says forensics. But that one I sold out of. I only wanted to run a limited number of the unisex in white, and the next run will be white, black, green, and red. And I'll do 20 of each run. But it doesn't cost me anything to actually have the designs up there because they print on demand. Dana Schmida? Why am I not seeing all these? There we go. There's Dana. Good morning, Dana. Oh, I will. She's not home right now, but Florence, I definitely will say hello to her, though. She's currently out of town working. But she'll be home, probably about 2 hours, 2.5, maybe 3 hours from now, somewhere there. What I can't understand is why someone would think that they're going to get away with killing their family. Eric, fine. I don't understand it either. But then again, so I read a lot about serial killers, and I'm currently reading Bad Trick. I don't know if you can see that or not. Bad Trick. This is the hunt for the Spokane serial killer, the Green River Killer, Gary Ridgway. But I'm currently reading this one along with. Now, you may think this is funny. You might think this is weird, but I'm also reading Satanism, the Seduction of American Youth. Bob Larson. Yeah, he's kind of a conspiracy nut. Have I read the Watts book, Lisa? No, I haven't. But I have a good friend, Cece, over on Crime and Coffee, who's been reading us the leaked chapters of it. So thumbs up to Cece. And if she jumps in today, I haven't seen her yet. She messaged this morning asking me if I was going to go live, or maybe she was going to go live. But definitely, if you get a chance, you want to find another crime channel out there, Crime and Coffee with Cece. She does an awesome job, by the way. How do you get on the place to buy a T-shirt? Buttons do I press? Carol, go to any video that I have up, and in the description of every single video, there's a live link. If you scroll all the way to the bottom of the description, that's the easiest way. I don't think I have. I could put Jessica back. Love that channel. I don't have a link that I can put in here, and I have it disabled, so live links don't work. That's why I took the banner down that was on here. It's not live. Someone would have to actually physically write it out and then type it into their browser. That's not going to help me at all. Faithful one, thumbs up. What channel was I? I was on another channel yesterday, and I saw you in the comments section, Faithful one. And obviously, it was another crime channel. I think it was Mickey Mouse. Are you wearing a Nirvana shirt? Yes, I am. Nirvana. Love Nirvana. I was talking with Martin Dean the other day, and we were talking about music. And Nirvana came up, and we have a lot of similarities in music, different groups that we like. Thank you. I'm a bit techno dummy, but we'll check it out. Carol, join the party. I'm lucky. I really am lucky that I've actually been able to do this YouTube thing. You have no idea just how much studying and reading I had to do before I put out the first video, just to learn how to press record, make the video, and then figure out how to upload it. How about a shirt with Chris Watts being shoved into an oil tank? My heart goes out to Shannon and the family. Kathy, I could do that, but his likeness, I'm not joking, his likeness is actually in the process of someone, I think it was either licensed or is about to be licensed. He won't get any money off it, personally himself. But I know a lot of like the images that are online are owned by different news outlets, and I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank on the name of the company that does that. They're really into murderers, serial killers, and murderers, and they license their likeness. So I don't know if I could actually put a picture of him on there being shoved into a tank. But it's a great idea, though. I like that. Yeah. I'm actually going to write that down. Then I'll have to send you a royalty. What's being shoved into an oil tank? Got it down here. Okay, where were we? I understand thinking you can get away with murdering your family either, but I also don't understand how Chris Watts seems to think he's a celebrity and he's forgiven. I mean, what? Yeah, Chrissy Lee. I don't understand that either. He isn't going to be forgiven. And then again, and I'm very religious. I wouldn't say that I'm a Bible thumper or I'm going to be knocking on your door to ask you to join my church, but I'm a firm believer in, the higher power, Almighty God. But the only one that's ever going to be able to really cast judgment upon him or forgive him is God. Jodi Arias. How about Jodi Arias and Watts sitting in an electric chair together? She wants a new trial. Yeah. Carol, I'll tell you a little story. So before I made my first video, I had read the entire manual. And I don't know where I put it. It's over here on this shelf somewhere. There it is. Okay. That is the manual for this camera. I read this thing. I read it not once. I read it like 3 times. And I still couldn't figure out how you plug the damn cord into it. Because they have this little rubber thing right here, and I couldn't see where you plug in the cord. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, there's got to be something. The lens come off. What happens? I mean, there's got to be something for to plug the cord into it. And then my daughter came home from college, and she was like, Dad, you just pop this little rubber thing right here on the side, and it opens up, and then there's the port right there. I felt about that big, but she helped me. Later, people saying she's living in Aurora. I don't know what that is. Is it possible that NK gave him the oxy drugs? I believe, from what I'm not, don't quote me on this, but about the Oxycontin and oxycodone that he had, I believe he got that from Shannon. It was leftover medication that she had from her surgery, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I do believe, for some reason, I read that somewhere is where it came from. Was he high at the time when he killed his family? Nobody knows, because they did not test him for being under the influence of either alcohol or drugs. And for the type of person that he is, a family annihilator, someone who kills their family, they can't be talked into it. They can't be talked out of it. And it's not necessarily something that they would do on their own, but they feel like an overwhelming urge to have to do it because they don't see a way out, and they feel like the family is suffering along with them, that their existence is making them suffer. So they feel like their only way to actually relieve their own pain and relieve their pain is to annihilate the entire family. It's not necessarily 100% that they're born to do it. the narcissistic personality disorder plays into it a lot, and that is something that they're born with. So, but it's not necessarily the narcissistic personality disorder and they're born to kill. They annihilate their families. A lot of people who have the same mental health issues, and like it or not, he has a mental health issue, but a lot of people who have the same personality and issues and mental health issues end up usually killing themselves. They internalize it all to the point where they feel like they can't just walk away. We all say, he could have walked away. He could have walked away. That was never an option for him because his upbringing and who he is as an individual, he could not walk away because he felt like the family was suffering and that if he walked away, they would suffer more. Now, I will say right now, and along with that, I am not a psychologist. I am not a psychotherapist. My wife is getting her master's degree in psychology, and I've read a lot of her textbooks on this subject, and I've read a lot of the studies. The largest study on family annihilators was done out of New Queensland University, and so, I mean, it's out there online. You can read it if you really want a long, I believe it might have been some part of someone's doctorate thesis because it's a very long, I think it's like 196 pages, the total study. J for Justice has audio of Chris confirming he was on Oxy. The bin in the basement is in his own words, and Watt's family friend confirmed she herself edited the audio. I'm not going to say anything about J for Justice other than I've never watched J for Justice. Hi, Will. Hi, all. Hi, Margie. Skin cancer? Do you have skin cancer? Who dat? I don't understand the reference there. No, Eric, fine. Most people who are narcissists do not. But there are two different levels to someone who is a narcissist. There's someone who's just a narcissist. And then there is somebody who has a higher level that is narcissistic personality disorder. There's narcissism in just about everybody who walks the earth. Not everyone, but a lot of the population has narcissistic personality traits. As Shannon had lupus, she may have been prescribed the oxy for that. Yeah, but they're not going to really that would cover symptoms. It would not help the symptoms for lupus. They may have given her a blocker, but I don't know about this. I mean, obviously I'm not a doctor, but did Chris have cancer? Mole on his back. I don't know. Don't know about that. I know a lot of from what I've been told, and a lot of things that are in the book, the Chris Watts letters. I know that he's telling that lady, Carol or whatever her name is, that she's been fed in a complete line of what. Nick Kiki says Satan was the first narcissist. He is. I think that these family annihilators believe they are actually helping their loved ones. That is exactly almost 100% true, Dana. They feel they have to kill their families. They can't just kill themselves. They have to kill their families because they're helping them out because they are suffering just as much as they are. Oh, Faithful One says that maybe he has cancer in his private one. Hopefully, maybe his will rot off and fall off, and he'll have to live the rest of his life without it. He should have been made to see those poor girls coming out of there. They can overlap. John's List was stomach and self-righteous type. John List. John List was one really curious individual. I've read a lot about John List. The interesting thing about the John List's home that you may not be aware of is if you go, I believe the house is still there. But if you go to the house that John List lived in with his family and his mother, the area of what used to be, it's not really a formal dining room. It was a kind of like a living space. I don't know what they call it, like a second living room, whatever. But the ceiling in that place is made out of stained glass, and it's one of only 3 stained glass ceilings ever made by Tiffany & Company. They make Jamie out as some saint little girl. She was jealous of Shannon and the girls. Maybe. Family murders by the man. Holly, good morning. Jason Hill, good morning. Any news on Gypsy Rose? No. Not that I'm aware of, Jason. Okay. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to see if this works. Nope. We got another one from the UK. Jason's from the UK. Trying to scroll up here. Holly, good morning. And okay, Mom. I believe he's talking about Gypsy Rose, who she's the girl that her mother tried to convince the world that there was something wrong with her and that she was dying. But it turns out that her mom did it. She made it all up. And then she stopped taking her medication. She got to the point and she ended up, along with her boyfriend, killing her mother. I would have killed the lady years before when she finally realized and started putting the pieces together. But I do believe he was talking about Gypsy Rose. All right, we're at 34 minutes right now. Oops. Sorry. I don't know what the hell that is. Anybody have an interesting story about their life? Satanic killings, Freemason ritual, Jennifer Slate. I don't know about the Freemasons. I will tell everyone I come from a long line of Freemasons. I am not a Freemason, but I have a long history in family of Freemasonry in my family. My wife doesn't like the Freemasons. She believes they're a cult because they won't just let her walk in and join into their conversations and see what they're up to. But it's all right. I mean, I understand people believe that they're a secret organization. Well, one, you should go to J for Justice and read the text between Miss Cadle and Jamie. Holly, if I have time, I will. Later. Why don't British people like Queen Elizabeth? I don't know. Faithful one, my wife's a smart lady. She is. She's a very smart lady. I have no idea why she's with me. Yes, I could write a book, but a decent one. Me too, Dana. Anybody on a laptop today? Janelle, how is my foot? Can you golf fine now? No, I'm still an awful golfer, but my foot is much better, and thank you for asking. Okay, I just commented that's a link there that you can click on if you would like to be on half of this screen right now and join in and talk with everybody online. I'm inviting anybody that wants to be on the live stream with me. Do you pronounce that Riki Ray? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry if not. She's applied for it. She's definitely applied for it. She's trying. I don't know where she's going to. They have to find something that's going to. She has to find some kind of new evidence or something for them to want to give her a new trial. I don't think she's going to. Okay. Wower. Do British people kill their families? Eric Fine. Nowhere near what some people do in other countries. It all depends on what you consider killing your family. I mean, killing your family. Family annihilators. The definition of family annihilators. There are cultures in this world where it is more prevalent. Southeast Asia, there's a lot of what they call mercy killings, honor killings, where they will kill the daughter because the daughter or disgrace the family, and then kill the wife because the wife somehow they believe that the wife actually condoned it. But that's cultural, and not the entire culture, but small little sections around the world. Great Britain, does it happen in Great Britain? It happens everywhere there are human beings. It's just nowhere near the way it happens here in America. We're free. We're a free culture. Go out and kill your family. Judah, welcome. One Jack Valley, Jody Arias needs to have the chair seated next to Mr. Watts. Yeah, one of the ideas I wrote down is an electric chair for two, Mr. Watts and Jody Arias. They should put Jody Arias and Chris in the same cell and let them kill each other. Well, Chris would kill Jody Arias when she's asleep because he's a coward. There are a couple people who walk by my house and the wife walks at least 8 feet behind the husband. Sir, Nurse Bev, good morning. I'm glad you could make it today. First off, and yeah, there are cultures out there like that. Eric Fine loves all his British royalty. Deborah, you want to come on the live stream? Talk about anything. Karen, I don't know. If Cece was here, she could tell me how to blank the screen out. There's Deborah. We'll find out. Oh, there we go. Deborah. Having trouble connecting. And Deborah, it says Deborah's there. Does Deborah have a mic? I don't know. Unstable internet connection. It says that you have an unstable internet connection, Deborah. I don't know. Sorry, Deborah. It says that it's dropping you. Molly, good morning. Barbara Eddy, good morning. Tracy Adams, good morning. It's about all the women that have been killed and still missing from towns. It's really good. All right, what are we talking about there? That sounds interesting, but I don't know its context. Jilly Willy, good morning. Lily Mae, good morning. I don't know what to do. It keeps on flashing that Deborah is there, but it won't let me click on add her back. I'm sorry, Deborah. The Yorkshire Ripper. Oh, missing women of Ohio. I don't know. Will you be covering the Patrick phrase from Colorado, Molly? Probably not. I all the research and everything that I did on Patrick phrase. I did one video on it. I don't know if I ever put it on my channel, but all the research and everything that I had, I turned over to a friend of mine. I gave it to him. I said, "No, you run with it." And okay, Mom, Jennifer Slate, do you live close by? Carol, 15 miles from Yorkshire. Oh, Rita, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, skip past you. Good morning, Rita. Oh, there you are, all the way up at the top there. Sorry. Ashley Buchanan. Good morning. What cases are coming up for us on your fantastic channel? 1 second. See, I've got close to 20 videos that are already done that are on YouTube right now. I upload them and they're all unlisted or private. And I have to do that because YouTube demonetizes everything on its content immediately. And then I have to manually apply for someone to review it. And then if they decide that it is worth placing ads on, then I will put it, I'll make it public so everybody can see it. If it doesn't, if they decide that no, it's still not worth advertising to have ads on it, then I have to make a decision. Do I want to lose the money and the time that I put into this video, or do I want to put it on my Patreon, send it over to my friend who puts it on his website, and then he charges people to actually access the content? It's a terrible game, and I don't like playing it because I know it's not fair to my subscribers and those who are support my content. But that's the way it is. I have to do something to make. I have to pay for this electricity. I have to pay for the internet. If nothing else, I have to pay for those two things. And I don't get any super chats. What I do get in Patreon support basically covers just the operating costs. If I do anything above and beyond, I don't want to drown on this too much, but there's a financial reason why it may not be on my channel. We'll just say that. All right. Let's see here. Oh, look, I've already lost 5 subscribers today. Yay! This happens every weekend. Every weekend I do a live stream, I lose subscribers, and people think that I'm joking. Because mainly because they jump into the live streams and I don't have a topic, so they're like, "Well, I don't want to support this," and they leave. But the real fans are right here. They stick around. All right, what's coming up this week to answer your question? Part 2 on the Michael Waynes Jr. Is coming up. An update on that. He's going to court soon. Then I've got 2 videos on little known facts about serial killers. I've got part 3 of the Watts income and debt video that is coming up. I have another cold case video coming up. And that should probably take me through the next week. What is Carol? What is Patreon? Patreon is a crowdfunding website where you can go to it and basically you can say, okay, I like this person's content. I want to support them financially. And there's 2 different models. Some creators have the model where you pay and you support them per actual piece of content they put out, either videos or music or whatever. And then there's Patreon, which I use, which is a flat monthly amount, and it can be anywhere from $1 a month to support that channel and that creator to however multi-millions of dollars you have if you want to support me at that level. But nobody supports me on that level. But and the $1 to $4, I believe, is sold out. But so it'd be $5 a month, which would come to, X amount per day. That's basically what Patreon is. It's just a way to support my content and my channel. And there are hundreds and hundreds of creators out there who have Patreon. I smell a tall tale. Barbara Eddy. About what? I have to scroll up because I've missed some comments here. You need sponsors, hun? Reach out to Stephanie Harlow and find out how what you need to get sponsors. Tiffany, I've been approached by quite a few, to answer your question and to comment on that. I've been approached by a lot of companies that want me to do either brand deals or sponsor content, but they all want me to pitch a product that I don't use. If I use the product and I know the product and it's something like, what? If tomorrow afternoon, Rockstar want to sponsor my content, this would become 411 Rockstar, because I drink probably about 30 of those, in a given, 2-week period. So about 15 a week. But I have absolutely zero use for a rechargeable battery that can be dropped off a second-story window and can charge my phone. Excuse me. I don't use that product. I can't pitch that product, and nor can I accept the money from that company to pitch their product on here. Yeah, sure, it would help my channel. It would help out my bottom line, immensely. But I think I would be doing an injustice to the fans and subscribers to pitch products that I don't use. And that's just how I feel. I have integrity, and I don't want to do that. So, hope that answers your question. And you understand my reply to that. So many games you have to play on YouTube. Dana Schmida, if life is a game, it is. Tammy Lynn, good morning. I respect that you don't want to pitch something you don't use. That's just who I am. If there ever comes a time when someone wants to sponsor content of mine, will give me free reign to be me, and I don't have to sell out to get that sponsorship or endorsement deal, then I'll do it. But it has to be something I believe in and something I use. I think everybody would respect me a whole lot more on that grounds than as opposed to, I'll make a go of it. One way or another, I'm going to make this channel work forever. I was actually approached by a coffee company, but we couldn't. That was the one that was the closest to actually doing a sponsorship deal with me. You have a toddler, you can use. You have a toddler. Use it. How many times my phone dies on me, and how many times? And okay, Mom. Yeah, but I have several of the rechargeable battery, like external battery things, that quick charge your cell phone. I have quite a few of them. I just don't use one that has a solar panel that can be dropped off a second-story window, that has one of those things where you can break the window of your car or cut the seatbelt. I think the nearest body of water to me would be 20 miles away. Unless I, drive my car into a mud puddle, and I'm not going to need to cut my seatbelt off to get out of that. Thank you, Blue Mermaid. Apparently, I posted that online, and it really did touch a lot of people, and I really do believe that. That it comes from my heart. That post in the community tab. I would sponsor Excedrin. Does anybody eat corn dogs? I ate corn dogs last night. Had 3 of them. I was out of town, and they had a little fair going on, and I stopped by. I was like, I wanted to see what the fair was about, and I had 3 corn dogs. I have one, but I live near a lake. Tiffany Twisted. I totally agree, but maybe find sponsors that your subs might be interested in, like Hunt a Killer monthly subscription box, Audible, and recommended true crime books. Tiffany, but I understand that. I mean, there might be products that that my subscribers would use, but I just don't think I can do it. I can't pitch an item that I don't believe in. Carol, what's a corn dog? It's basically a hot dog on a stick with a corn bread coating on the outside of it, and then it's deep fried. Black Rifle Coffee Company. Try it. Well, I have. I'm drinking it right now. I'm drinking, and I know it's a Starbucks cup, but I drink Black Rifle coffee. I have a subscription to it right now, but they're not wanting to sponsor me. If they did, we would be talking about Black Rifle Coffee Company in a heartbeat. Great coffee. I believe in the company too. Oh yeah, they have some Stacy. They have some hilarious commercials. I'm headed up to Wisconsin Dells in November. I'll wave to us on the way through. Wisconsin Dells. Battered sausage on a stick in the UK. We have other ones that are like that. They have breakfast sausages on a stick that are like a corn dog or a hot dog. Why does a corn dog sound good right now? It's 10:45 a.m. here. Goodness sakes. Good morning, Shadow One Warrior. Glad you could be here. Love, love, love coffee. Chris Watts. Yeah. I don't know if it's yummy. It's not something that I would normally eat, but I didn't feel like driving after I walked around that fair. What I was looking for was gift ideas and stuff because the holidays are coming up. I was looking for something for a gift for somebody, and I was there, and they had a corn dog, one of those little trailers that sells corn dogs and elephant ears, and stuff like that. Fair food. So I said, well, you know what? I'm here. They were $1.25 a piece, so I bought 3 of them. The family annihilator who kills to protect is the paranoid type out of the 4 types. Paranoia? Yeah, definitely. That definitely plays into it. Don't forget the yellow mustard with it, Tina says. Freezer section, Dana. With the meatless stuff, you won't regret it. My daughter, there is a company that's called Morningstar. I do believe they sell their products worldwide, but they do make a vegetarian version of the corn dog. They make little mini corn dogs without the sticks on them. They're only about that big. They're like little sausage dogs or wiener dogs or whatever you call them. And people have different names for them, but they have those, and they have the ones on the actual stick. English mustard. I don't know what English mustard is. Is that more of like a stone ground mustard? Thank you for your videos. I watch all the time. Deborah, thank you. I appreciate you having morals and not backing things you don't use yourself. Not often you see that nowadays. Thank you, Deborah. I appreciate that. Daniel Bishop. Yeah. I have, I think, 1 or 2 videos on my channel, Irish Eyes, of Daniel Bishop. Well, at least there was. I'd look, but I mean, I've got over 360 videos on there, not counting the ones that have been completely delisted. So that's probably about 400 videos total on my channel. And the ones, then there's probably about 20 that haven't been shown to the public. But I do believe that Daniel Bishop is still on there. English mustard is very strong, not like French. It's hot, so it's more of a stone ground mustard, a pure mustard. Thank you, Janelle. I do my best. Jacqueline says, I love listening to you. You're like the guy in the bar I'd share a picture with and talk for hours. Nurse Bev, do we have, I was at the store yesterday looking for Beyond Meat. I was looking for it just yesterday. I have had their Beyond Meat, their burger. I can't remember what, I think it was the Portobello one. Comes in a little box. Best. You guys have got to look for that stuff. The Beyond Burger is excellent, but I can't find it. So later on tomorrow, I'm going to go to Costco and see if if Costco has it. Who is going live with Will? Anybody? It keeps. It's still Deborah. I don't know if you can hear me or not through the stream, but it keeps on. It's still flashing. I'll try to click on it again. Nope. I click on it. It goes blue screen underneath your icon, and then all white, and then it goes back to gray, and it says. Then I get a thing that pops up above it that says that internet connection too weak to establish proper connections. What it's showing right now above your little kitty. Costco has the best hot dogs. Yeah, I like their pizza too. Well, not the frozen pizza, but the stuff that they sell there in the actual store in the up front. Weak signal here. Yes. Sorry, Deborah. I mean, I don't know what, but I can see the little I think it's a stamp of a kitten. That's all it's showing me, and it won't let me click on it. Oh, I click on it, but like I said, it changes to blue and white. And I respect you for your videos, Will. You're one of the very few YouTubers I watch. I'm going to become a Patreon. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate it. I do my best. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all I can do is do my best. Oh, you're up in the mountains? Yes, definitely some other time, Deborah. Hy-Vee has Beyond Burgers. I don't have Hy-Vee around here. I checked Albertsons, Safeway, Winco, Fred Meyer Kroger store. I think that's the only, yeah. I never made it to Yolks, which is another store. I never made it there to check on to see if they had them. I thought Oxy was synthesized heroin. Might be, Dana. I don't know. If my friend Lola is here, she'd be able to tell us. She just finished pharmacy school. Mono, it's not like tramadol. Not at all. I had to take tramadol for a while. I had my gallbladder removed. Ooh, I've had an early dinner, 2 duck breasts and plum sauce. Yummy. Maggie, that sounds awesome. It is a very strong opiate. A lot of people, become addicted to it. Ooh, that sounds good. I'm gonna find it. My daughter's a vegetarian, so she would definitely. She eats a lot of the Morningstar product. They have a whole line of vegetarian foods. That, and we go to a health food store and buy things for her to eat. Will, I hope you're having a fun weekend. Lovely lipstick lady, good morning. And I'm gonna hopefully, if it stops raining here, I'm gonna go golfing later. But then tomorrow I'm going shopping with my 3-year-old. So that's gonna be fun. Blue Mermaid, I'll tell you about my daughter. My daughter has been, when she was just a baby, when she was born, we decided that we would raise her vegetarian. And then once she got to an age where she could make the decision for herself, if she wanted to stay a vegetarian or not, she could do that. So she's been vegetarian her entire life. But every once in a while, she has, great circumstances. She has accidentally eaten meat. I think it was her grandmother thought that she was going to die because she wasn't going to get enough vitamins. And she used to sneak beef broth into soups and stuff like that she would make for her. But you have to understand that the differences in culture. And when her grandmother grew up, her grandmother would have never believed anybody could survive on just vegetables without meat. Lisa, I'm trying to figure out how he'd have slipped it to her. No, Blue Mermaid, nobody in my household is vegetarian besides my daughter. Jacqueline B. I don't know, retired nurse. Excuse me. The hospital that my wife worked at for 26 years up until about a year ago. She wasn't a nurse. She worked in the lab. But that hospital, all the nurses and their union just voted to go on strike. I'll be right back. What can vegan actually eat? Everything except for dairy products and meat, obviously. I have met some of the most unique individuals that you would ever meet. So there are vegetarians, there are vegans, there are planetarians or something like that. They only eat vegetables and fruit that does not harm the actual plant. I have met some of the, because when I was in college, I worked for a 7-day Adventist restaurant, and they had a menu. They had one menu just for vegetarians, one menu for vegans, and they had another menu just for, I think they're called planetarians or something like that, or planet vegetarians, but they're plant vegetarians. Unique place. I never got paid. It was more of a, I worked there. I got a couple meals for free, which weren't all that great. But I used to get at other bonuses. You can guess what a horny 19-year-old kid would want to work in a restaurant for if he wasn't getting paid. I've had some beautiful coworkers. Are there fat vegans? I've never seen one. Is that kind of like a unicorn in the wild? I've never seen one. Have you seen the little 2-year-old girl on Facebook that talks about her lipstick from Home Depot? No, I have not seen it, Stacy. I heard that the shadow, I'm thinking of looking up Thrive capsules. I know she did the patches. Was she taking the capsules too? Connie, I don't know. Don't know what products they use other than the patches. And I know they took a daily supplement because Chris was always, doing that, I guess. I couldn't live without bacon. Bacon. Somewhere in my house, I think it's hanging up in my closet, I have a shirt that says, I love bacon. Thrive takes 3 products. Sensible Crime. I was just on your channel the other day. Sensible Crime. I think it was, yeah. I was checking out a lot of people's channels the other day. That, and then you'd be surprised how many channels are out there with the name crime in it. Patches, morning shakes, and 2 pills. Miss Mick Jagger. Bacon. I love bacon. There is no such thing as too much bacon. I was watching somebody over on. Oh boy, I'm terrible at this. Okay. This is not my group. I am just a member of the group. See if that's actually going to bring it up or not. I hate this laptop. I have so this is my PC right here. I got a laptop here, laptop there. I got another PC here that's running the. Okay. So a Victoria, someone who is a follower, subscriber, and a fan of true crime. She started a Facebook group called Wine and Crime. And she has she posted a thing about this comedian who was on Conan O'Brien, and she was talking about women. Women don't follow true crime. Women study true crime. Do you have Linda McCarthy's vegetarian food in America? Dana Schmida, I'm not aware of it. They may sell it at the health food stores here. I haven't seen anything with that actual brand on it at the general grocery stores. Black Rose 11, good morning. Maggie May? No. I'm in my garage. So we ran out of room in the space that I was using before. So I'm going to move the camera around a little bit here. So there's my computers, the shelf that I've got all my little Chotsky stuff on. Brian, that picture above the microwave there, that is my daughter. And microwave, there's the motor to the motorcycle that I'm eventually, going to finish building. And then over there is where we actually do the podcast. That is on that table. There's 6 microphones around that table, and that's what this other tower right there. That's what that one does. Is it actually controls all that? There's me. But no, I am not in the garden shed. But we ran out of room in the other area where I was recording at. So I have a 4-car garage. They're actually separate as a doorway. You probably can't see it, but it's right here around the corner right there. But that leads to the other 2-car garage. I've only used, since we bought this place, I've only used the 2-car garage, that side of the garage. So this side just sat empty. And I was like, you know what? I might as well just turn this entire thing into a studio. So we're going to next summer, we're going to take out the double garage doors here and seal that off and put in a sliding glass door. And then we're going to blow in insulation and soundproof this entire area. All on my dollar. But I have a group that comes in and uses that's why there's 6 microphones there. They record a podcast that they have on SoundCloud and iTunes. And I let them use this space. It's all that stuff is my equipment. But they pay me a monthly amount to use that area and that equipment because they can't afford the computers and all the microphones and stands and everything else. They don't have any video. It's a pure podcast only. Nurse Bev, are you taking off? Well, if so, have a great day. It'll be cold in the winter. No, the entire garage and the space that I was using before has its own central heat and air. So all this is heated. Like right now, I'm nice and toasty warm in here. I think I have it set at right now. I can't quite see the thermostat. It's all the way across the room over there. But I think it's at 67 right now in here. All the outer walls are insulated. We're going to blow in insulation on the inside of the 2x4s and that are on the exterior walls. We're going to blow that in for soundproofing, so it's not so echoey here. Because if you go all the way over the other side of the room, you can hear an echo. Oh, what state do I live in, Jennifer Slate? I live in Washington State. I'm originally from Wisconsin, but I live in Washington State. 4-car garage is fantastic. Yeah, one Jack Valley. And the other side here of the 2-car garage, I have a 1965 Volkswagen Bug that I'm restoring for my wife. I have 2 golf carts in there, 2 put it this way, so actually, see the, yeah. So I have 2 golf carts in there. One I'm currently rebuilding because the clutch drive went out in it, and I just figured I'd just tear the whole damn thing apart, and, build it from the ground up. And once I'm done with that, I'll sell it. And Connie Gustafson, you live just outside of Portland. Are you in Oregon, or are you on the Vancouver, Washington side? And Dana Schmida, well, who said that? Oh, Kiki. My uncle lives in Washington State. That's cool. Let's see here. We got, has the FBI and the Frederick Police Department ever make a comment on the letters from Christopher Watts' book? No, Kathy, they have not. And I would highly doubt that they would ever, as an organization, either police department or FBI, make a comment on that. That it would be completely irregular for them to ever do it. You may get an actual officer or somebody, but they would not be speaking for the entire agency. Janelle is in Chicago, and she is freezing. I'm sorry. Not that you're in Chicago. Love Chicago. I love Chicago. God, I wish I had a Chicago dog. We were talking about corn dogs earlier. Wish I had a Chicago dog right now. Liverpool, lovely. Great folks. I'm a Londoner, but I live in Dorset now. I've never been to the UK. Well, on purpose. See, for the longest time that I've been doing this podcast, live stream, whatever you want to call it, I had to keep on getting up and going to get coffee. So the other day, I bought one of these. This is a thermos mug, and I made two cups of coffee. I poured it in there, in that thermos. Now, well, see, we've been doing this live stream for an hour and 20 minutes. So 2 hours ago, that coffee is just as hot as when I poured it in there. Maybe a little bit cooler, but it's 60 in northern Illinois. It's going to get colder soon. Kiki, and according to the weather report where I live here, we're supposed to have one of the more milder winters that they've ever had. They're predicting almost no snow or precipitation for the entire winter. Of course, they say that. Ooh, Ellie, it's 70 in Kentucky today. Why are we not in Kentucky? I live halfway between Leeds and Manchester. I would love to go over and to Leeds and Manchester area. One of these days, once I've seen all the things that I want to see in the United States, I'll go. Jeanette was born in London. London is beautiful, and hi. Come see me, y'all. Lady Asabi, you pronounce it Asabi? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Your last name there. It's old and drafty. I use an electric blanket and space heaters. Only keep one room truly warm. My house, it was built in 1944, and 3 years prior to me and my wife buying this new home, well, it's new to us, but 3 years prior to us owning it, the house had a fire. They gutted the entire house from its 2 stories, and then it's got it, so it's kind of it's like this. So imagine this is the main house, and it's not quite a T, but it's like offset, and there's like another wing that comes off the house. But they gutted the entire house, and they it has some of the most advanced technology in it. It's been smart wired for the entire house. So there are actually 6 routers, wireless routers, Wi-Fi routers in the home itself. And then every room has Ethernet in it, along with this garage and the extension. So there's one central heat pump for the home and one for the garage itself, and the other room that I was using that's off of the garage. But our old home, oh boy, was it drafty. And it didn't matter. You could be sitting 3 inches from the heater, and you couldn't get warm enough. Mine smells like smoke for the first 2 years. Will, did you live anywhere near Clare, Wisconsin? No, but I've been there quite a few times. I actually have a video that I'm working on right now where I'm going to be interviewing someone from, he's originally from Barron, Wisconsin, but he now lives in Fond du Lac. So this was fun, Will. Thank you. I'm going to lunch with my daughter. Have a great day. Shadow One Warrior, bye. You have a great day today. Be back here next Saturday. I went to college in Kenosha, same college Nicole's sister went to for a year. Cool. Colorado. 90 in California all next week, Black Rose says. Oh, Colorado Rocky Mountains is the best in the country. Jennifer Slade. Yeah, I'm in a valley. So one side is the Rockies, and the other side is the Cascade Mountains, and they come to almost a point here, and then the Cascades fade off into Oregon. But I'm in a valley here, so all the weather comes in from the coast, up over the top of the Cascades, and it doesn't get a chance to settle back down. So for precipitation or for weather, really so much, but it just kind of goes up over the top of the mountains and then stays, and then it goes down over the Rockies from where I am. I went to college in Kenosha. I'm trying to remember what college is. Clare, Wisconsin is pretty, Kiki. I got family all over Wisconsin and all over Minnesota. You were her admissions advisor? Wow. Black Bear 11. Good morning, Black Bear. Black Rose 11, not Black Bear. Thought that was somebody else. We had a Black Rose and a Black Bear. Carthage College. Okay. Scotland fits into Texas nearly 6 times. Everything's bigger in Texas. Connie, do you pronounce it Gustafson? Just curious. Minneapolis, Minnesota heat wave, 51 degrees. That is a heat wave. For October? Yeah, it is a heat wave. Okay. I can still read your comments, but I'm going to step over here to smoke. Can't smoke on camera because YouTube says that I'm encouraging children to partake in it. I've never said that. just realized if I turn this damn light, it's not whiting out the rest of the camera. You guys like my motorcycle tires? I just got them back from my friend's shop this weekend. Well, Friday, yesterday. I'm building a cafe racer. This will be my fifth one that I've built, but this one I get to keep. The other ones that I've built, I built them for friends, or I built them and sold them. Hey, it's me. Good morning. How's my favorite Cubs fan? You know what's funny about that? It's me. Is there are entire channels that are dedicated to cigars, and people smoke cigars on YouTube on these channels, and YouTube doesn't have a problem with that. Light up a cigarette, they will demonetize your content immediately. Yeah, Black Rose, disclaimers don't work. It's like you'll see like in channels where people use news footage and stuff like that, and they'll say, they'll put the first use copyright, thing in the comment section that they get to use this underneath first use rights. YouTube does not care. They don't care about that at all. I'm back. That's crazy. All the movies back in the day, everyone smoked in them. Restaurants, they asked if you wanted smoking or non-smoking. Yeah. You can't smoke in a restaurant, bar, or anything around here. I don't know if that's everywhere in the United States now. You can't smoke in social clubs or anywhere where people may gather. And then if you go outside, you can't smoke within 25 feet of any access to the building where air may be brought into the actual premises. Vaping, Washington State, where I live, they just outlawed any kind of vaping products that are flavored, and they're going after the actual vaping now. And you'll never guess who's backing it. Philip Morrison. Because they're losing too much money. Yeah, can't smoke, and that's the same thing here, Jeanette. You can't, unless you work for a private company, you can't smoke in any vehicle where the public may have access to it. So what where I work, the company I work for, what they did was we removed all the seats in the vehicle except for the driver's seats. Can't have any passengers in a car if you don't have seats. So therefore, you can smoke in the vehicle. Wow. Maggie May. A lot of the hospitals here have that's their own individual policies. That it's not an actual law, but they outlaw that they make it so you can't smoke on their property. They make people leave the property out to the actual sidewalk. As Avery moved, Stephen Avery. Snowflake Society. That's the world, though. I don't smoke anywhere near my children. Never have. Never will. I don't smoke in vehicles with them or any vehicle that they will be in. Every person I know has died of lung cancer, smoked Marlboro Reds. Oh, my father smoked Chesterfields, Lucky Strikes, and Winston's, and never got lung cancer. He smoked from the time that I think he started. He told me he was 9 or 10 when he started smoking, and he smoked until he was 70 when he passed away. Thyroid cancer runs in my family. Smoking is not good for anybody. Used to smoke in smoking room in the maternity wards years ago. Yeah, I know, Dana. I saw him. I saw I poked up my head over, to get closer to the camera when I was talking to it's me. I'm sure as soon as I'm done, it will the video will be flagged for for me smoking it, and I'll ask for a manual review and I'll lose it. But it's like the video I did on how many of you have seen it, but the one I did on First Amendment rights and is it okay to talk about true crime reporting? YouTube has decided that that content is hateful to certain groups. No joke. My grandparents were born in 1901, smoked massively. They died at 87, 88. My dad is 91 and smoked all his life. My dad smoked Winston's. Mom smoked Cools. Yeah, my dad switched to Winston's when because Chesterfield's cigarette company went out of business, and he couldn't get Chesterfield's anymore, so he went to Winston's. Winston in the red packs. But oh well. YouTube would rather you transgender or smoke cigars than talk about Israel. Funny. True. They're being sued by the LGBTQ community, or I'm not making fun of it. I just don't get the acronym correctly all the time, but you get my point. They're being sued by them. And it's a class action lawsuit. Still alive, huh? Black Rose, they were 25 cents a pack. Wow. Don't you find Christopher Watts' author weird? Because otherwise Dr. Phil would be all over it. Well, tell you two things about the company that where the book has been published. 73%, I think it's roughly 73% of all the books that they publish are paid for by the author. They're a print-on-demand company, and they're a company that will publish a book if you pay for them. You can write a book about Christopher Watts, call them up, and say, I would like to have this book published, and they will publish the book for you. I really don't know what to make of the Avery case. Stephen Avery? Oh, yeah. It's me. There are quite a few channels out there that do that. What is it? I used to subscribe to them, and then they stopped, and then now they're trying to revamp the company, the YouTube channel. It's going to come to me in a minute here. But I mean, you can put it in the search box. But they're channels. That's all they do, is they drink alcohol and from around the world, and YouTube has no problem with it. Me and my friends sitting around drinking beer, and doing a live stream. YouTube has no problem with that. I light up a cigarette, boom. It's me. They are like almost $9 a pack here in Illinois. It's about what they are here. There's an entire channel. They're from Ireland. It's but I'm drawing a blank on the name of it though. But the $15 a pack in Canada. That's how my wife got me kicked out of Canada. Well, part of it though. Only in Cook County, Illinois. Not in Kane or DuPage. 2.3 is the taxes. Washington State has where I live. We have the absolute highest sin tax of anywhere in the U.S. There's no one that comes close to us. They add an extra tax to alcohol and tobacco. Excuse me. It's cheaper to smoke pot than regular cigarettes. Well, by far. I don't inhale like Bill Clinton. And that's funny, Stacy. Cigarettes are $12 a pack in SF. I heard in Australia, $40 a pack. Anyone know if that's true? Lanky Tor, welcome. Mid Gas Guy, there you are. How you doing? If you can get on the reservation over by 101. Washington State is we have legalized medical and recreational marijuana. Just about every gas station, grocery store, you name it, you go into it, they sell weed. You can buy the pre-rolled joints. They're in a little plastic tube, just like you can buy cigarettes. But you can buy 10 of those joints for the price of a pack of cigarettes, with cheap cigarettes. And then was it CBD? What's the okay? The CBD oil, but what's the other one that I can't remember what it's called? THC, right? I think that's right. I'm not sure. What's my favorite beer? It's me. My favorite beer is Old Style, but it's really hard for me to find it out here on the West Coast. So I drink quite a bit of PBR, Pabst Blue Ribbon. I'm a medical cannabis patient. Val, I was against it until my wife got cancer. Oh, James, Jake, you're talking about Jake. Jake had to get moved out of Dodge, for his own safety. There were in the first, I think, 2 weeks or something like that, there was no less than like 10 different people who were plotting. They intercepted notes between other prisoners in his pod and within the prison itself who were planning to do him a lot of ill. They were going to kill him. That's something they just weren't going to put up with. I'm actually, I was talking about it earlier. I'm going to be interviewing. I've talked to him online. I'm trying to get him on a live stream, just the two of us, a private one. Who knows? He grew up with Jake. Jake is a punk ass kid. Yeah, I'm in Tucson. Illinois just passed a legal weed bill. I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm more surprised by the states who haven't passed it. Here in Washington State, they made something like $236 million in the first like 4 years off of the taxes alone on just legalizing weed. Took care of our debt problem in a heartbeat. Look at Colorado, same thing there. They're like, wow, we were all worried about people were going to get high and drive. People are not as dumb as politicians really think that we are. They really think that we're all just a bunch of idiots and we're going to get behind the wheel, after we've had a beer, so let's make that illegal, and prohibition, we already know that didn't work. So let's make weed illegal. And then, now that they have both of them legal in a lot of areas of the United States, we're realizing, you know what? People are not as dumb as we thought they were. They're not actually doing the things that we thought they were going to do. Yeah, there are still people out there who get behind the wheel of a car after they've been drinking or, smoking weed. But to each their own. People want to smoke weed for recreational and they don't need it for medical. Fine. I can't think of anybody that's ever gotten into a fight, at a restaurant or bar because they're on weed. They've eaten a lot of food. They've gotten the munchies, but you get a couple beers and some young 21, 22-year-old guy who's filled full of testosterone. He thinks he's invincible, and the next person that says good morning to him when it's actually 11 o'clock, he gets pissed at and wants to fight him. Give that same 22-year-old some weed, he just wants to chill and maybe have a giant basket of fries. Yeah, you can go to the store, Nurse Bev. You can go to the, we have actual stores where you buy, it's like a head shop. We can buy your pipes and stuff like that and your edibles and stuff like that. The convenience stores and grocery stores here, they can't sell the edibles. If you want those, you have to go to an actual dispensaries, they call them. I know a lady who is free from cancer, healed 12 years ago. She said she prayed, and Jesus said, treat the herb as sacred healing treatment. Take as a tea or by mouth. Never smoked it. Stacy, they've learned so much about weed, and they've known since I think it was like 1930s was when they started the first large scale testing on weed and for psychiatric patients and for those who had chronic illnesses that they could not treat. And then they did another study in the 1970s. They knew, but there was such propaganda against it, they couldn't legalize it. And when it comes to why weed was classified the same as cocaine and heroin, it was all done for racism. It was all racist. They didn't like that these migrant farmers were coming up into America from Guatemala and other countries, Mexico, basically to work the farms. And on their day off, they would sit around and smoke weed when they weren't working. So the drug czar at the time passed a law and said we need to outlaw marijuana because they couldn't figure out how to tax it or restrict it or make money off it. Blooming Accents. I don't know of an actual name brand for a CBD oil that is good. I guess it would all depend upon where you live. My niece, she uses a CBD oil because she has a medical conditions that give her extreme vertigo, and she also has blackout periods, and that the medical field has never been able to figure out what is really causing it at all. And she actually had to drop out of high school and was basically a homebody because she just could not function or walk or move around without getting violently ill. and CBD oil has made a difference to her. She's gone back to high school. She finished high school, and now she works full time, and she only has to take it once or twice a day. But it doesn't get her high. Whatever is in it, the cannabinoids or whatever. I'm just grasping at straws there, but it's helped her. It's made her actually have a life for the first time. So for about 15 years until it became legal here. Still tagged as a dangerous drug there, Val. I'm sorry. What's better, cannabis or oxycodone? Cannabis by far. Israeli government thinks it's better on damn fentanyl and oxycodone. Yeah, well, that's how people get hooked on heroin. They start off with getting hooked on pain meds, and then it slowly works on to other heroin and everything else, and methamphetamines and everything else. One of them's a gateway drug, and one of them's not. One thing that cannabis is a gateway to Cheetos. For your autistic son, Karen? I haven't read much up on autism. I mean, I know it's a spectrum disorder, but I don't know how the oils or weed would help somebody with autism. But I'm sure it does. I don't think you just give it to them, without some kind of information to back that up. It's Me supports legalized weed wholeheartedly. There are lots of assholes walking around that could use it. Yeah. Still banned in all major league sports, even states that have legal marijuana, like Washington State. If a Seattle Mariner or a Seattle Seahawks player tests positive for marijuana, they get banned. They get a suspension for I'm not joking. It falls underneath the performance enhancement. I was 17 doing clinicals in a nursing home, taking care of a dude with emphysema, and decided then to never smoke. Good for you, Kiki. Emphysema will totally ruin your life. That is true. Jenny McCarthy blames gluten on autism. The actress, Jenny McCarthy, she's an idiot. Yes, usually the employer will not allow it, even if it's legal in the state. Yeah. Jenny McCarthy also blamed her son's autism on, getting his shots. So many people actually believe that getting your immunizations will give your child autism. And for all those out there who have autism, Karen, for your son, we all know that autism was not caused by getting your child immunized. I'm stumbling on the word immunization. Yeah. One of my good friends, Danny, has autism. Actually, I think they reclassified him as Asperger's. One of the greatest guys I've ever met in my life, my friend Danny. He's quiet, very reserved individual, but would do anything and everything for his friends, kind of like me. And he's got a heart of gold, but so many people, they look down on him, and they ridiculed him when he was younger, especially children, other children. But sad, really sad, because they never took the time to actually know him. And now those people, when they're in need of help, they're all wishing that they had somebody like Danny in their corner. They don't like to use Asperger's. I never understood what Asperger's syndrome is. I'm not entirely 100% sure on. I think it's the same as autism. It's just a different. Autism's a spectrum disorder. I mean, you have your high end, you have your lower end of the spectrum, and Asperger's is just one of them, from what I understand. It's very high functioning autism. Jeanette, as Jeanette said. Alan, Mr. Bacon here. We were talking about bacon earlier. Well, bacon we eat, but hi, Alan. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody remember the Ritalin days? We handed out Ritalin to children like it was candy. And still, in America, in some parts of the U.S., if you have a boy who acts out in class, particularly under the age of 10, a boy being a boy, hyperactive, disruptive. But if you have a boy who acts out a lot in school, the school system has the right to require you to have your son tested to see if they need to be put on an ADHD drug, Ritalin, or whatever. Sad. And we had no, even in the 80s and 90s, when you're handing this stuff out like candy to kids, we had no long-term studies to see how it was going to affect them. We're going to learn. We're going to learn, and we're going to look back at it, and we're going to go, oh my God, we built an entire society of zombies, or people who are going to end up with other mental health issues later on. I'm almost certain of it. It's going to happen. Mid-gas guy? Yeah. We may actually do that again. My friend and I, it started as a way for us to learn a new trade, something that we didn't know beforehand. He wrote the jokes for me. I wrote the jokes for him. And you had 4 days, I think it was, before you actually had to shoot the video, and then you had to upload it on their channel, and then the other person had to upload it on yours. And we did like the first 3 episodes of it. There's only the one on there now, but his work schedule completely changed, and he works for a company that is currently they're pulling cable. They're updating the infrastructure here in America in certain areas, but they're a private company. They don't work for like the city or state or anything. Updating fiber optic lines and stuff like that. But his work schedule has finally settled down, and now he has the time to do it again, and he's expressed interest in wanting to do it again. Well, look at Zantac. Oops. Why is it one side is compassionate, loving, dedicated, not money hungry, donate, 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 volunteer, volunteer, volunteer. The other side is evil, filled with trolls, trying to make a quick buck. Hair FX. Uh, okay. Well, welcome, Hair FX. First off, now, are you talking about YouTube? Why is one part of the group is there's people from all over the spectrum, here on YouTube. I never ask people to give me money or donate or, but I need it just as much as anybody else. I'm terrible at selling myself to it, on it. Val, you had a house fire? I'm sorry. Well, the police think it was arson. Wow. We have some woke ladies in Will's chat. I don't know what woke is, Stacy. Could you help me with that? I don't know what that is. Does woke stand for something? They just pulled Zantac from the U.S. Cancer-causing agents found. You got to go to California. It's me. Everything in California has to have a warning label that it may cause cancer. I'm surprised they don't put it on the side of bullets. Donate to his PAPS fund. Yeah. One Jack Valley. Thanks, Will. Was fun. I'm meeting a friend for lunch. See you soon. Bye, One Jack Valley. You have a good day. Thank you for stopping by. Wow. I'm sorry, Val. I really am. Sorry. Text messages. Somebody's school, Will. Okay. If I could interview anyone, who would that be? Angela? Anyone? Does it have to be crime related? If I could pick someone in that is crime related, I think I would like to sit down and talk with Ted Bundy. If I could pick somebody that was not crime related, I think I would like to sit down and talk with Morgan Freeman. I just think that Morgan Freeman has had an interesting life, and I love hearing his voice. Now, I wouldn't want to talk to Christopher Watts. I have no desire to ever talk to him. Even if I could have the one and only worldwide exclusive on speaking to him, I can tell you everything about Christopher Watts just from everything that I've read. I know what kind of person he is. I know that, and when I say that he's a coward, he's a coward. He took the coward's way out, and what he did, and that's not just my personal opinion of him. It's everything that I've read about who he is and what he's done in his entire life. He's run from everything in his life. He's always had these giant ambitions in life, but he's been too much of a coward to actually try to seek them out. You cried reading the book when he said to Frank that he loved him. I don't know what it is either, Nurse Bev. I don't know how much of the book I'd actually take as real fact, though. Cece's been reading chapters of the book, and from the little bit of the preview that I read online myself, what she's read on her channel, I wouldn't put a lot of stake in it, because he has changed things enough that he is deflecting responsibility in a lot of areas, and his relationship with him and Shanann. And yes, it's me. He is a maggot. And Short Nice, welcome. I didn't see you earlier. I'm sorry if you were here and I missed you. Hope you're having a great day today. Oh yeah. He's had a very interesting life on top of just being, an actor, and voiceover specialist. Morgan Freeman and his voice, Jesus, how can you not? I mean, when I die, I would like to have Morgan Freeman's voice narrate my funeral. That'd be great. Well, Val, I'm glad you're here too. Dandyhead, welcome. And yes, he is a liar. Got up late, panicking, thinking I missed you. Well, you're here now. I'm glad you're here. Hope you have something fun and exciting planned for today. Short Nice. It's really good that people don't make money like yourself. It's good-hearted people trying to help others and are criticized for being nice and compassionate instead of being evil. This is absolutely true. I get it all the time. But, you just let it go. JFK Jr., I'd love to talk to him. Now, you got a good point there. That'd be interesting to talk to him. Now, the tragedy, that he died in that plane crash. True tragedy. He was a handsome man, wasn't he? You can't argue with that. Can't believe it either, Sensible Crime. I can't believe it either. I mean, look at all the people that we know that he has lied to. He lied to his wife, to his children, his parents. He lied to the police. He lied to the FBI. He lied to the detectives. He lied to his work. He lied to his friends. He lied to himself, and he lied to God. And now he talks to a 2-bit author who writes a true crime book, and he wants us to believe that he has been forgiven and that we should believe him now. Thank you, Black Rose. Yeah. Okay. Now I understand what woke is. I didn't know. There are people who are here in the stream right now, who I know are members of other true crime communities. Oh, my cat's in here. How the hell did he get in here? Well, if he was asleep in the corner all this time. There's a cardboard box over there that's got rags in it, shop rags. He likes to climb in it and sleep. But he's been sleeping in there all night long. He's sharpening his claws right now on the 2x4. My cat. Oh, Tupac. Tupac might have been interesting to talk to. I'd like to talk to John Bonet or Abe Lincoln. I'd like to know what really happened to John Bonet Ramsey. Was it really the brother? I don't know. Don't get all your facts from the telly live vision. It's programming and they hide the truth to control the masses. That is very true, Stacy. Very well put. You'd be surprised just doing research on this, the stories that I cover, how much they will actually edit out what people say to fit a narrative. As an example, the update I did on Jamie Kloss, I found not one but like 30 or 40 different articles where they had taken her actual statement that it was her aunt actually released it through, Jamie wrote it and then her aunt actually released it to the media, but they took it and they cut certain portions of it out. They would remove a line here, a line there, and then they removed a whole paragraph of what she actually released. And I actually got a copy of, I found the actual copy of a picture of the actual release itself, and then it was signed by Jamie. But yeah, they edited it out to fit a narrative. They have to make room. They have to condense it down because they have to sell more advertising space. They got to make money. But in the short term, we lose out on the information. And Rachel Witt, welcome. It's 20:03 p.m. now in an empty house, and you guys are helping me deal. Well, I'm glad we can help, Val. Our government has lied to us before, and anyone who believes everything that's presented would be foolish. That is true, Stacy. And I get a lot. I see it a lot on the content that I make. People are like, "Well, why didn't you talk about this? Why didn't you cover that? What about this? What about that?" I don't talk about it unless I can document it and prove it. And there's a lot of, especially when it comes to like the Christopher Watts case, there's a lot of rumors out there and a lot of stuff that people believe is true because they heard it on either another crime channel or some people who call themselves crime channels, but or they got it from a rumor that mainstream media actually picked up and reported on. Doesn't make it true just because somebody reported on it. A rumor. I mean, it's like the Christopher Watts story where he was supposed to have had this homosexual relationship with that guy. I mean, it took me. I'm nobody. It took me less than 10 minutes to see that the entire thing was a lie, because Trent Bowles is what I'm talking about, and because you can look at when underneath the actual screen name, it has a date of when the accounts were made, and I'm like, wait a minute. Then I look, light bulb went off in my head, so I went back and I looked. When did he get arrested? And sure enough, 2 days after he was arrested, the account was made. And I'm like, how could he have, gotten together with him in June, through this account and had a sexual relationship with Trent, and they chatted back and forth if the account wasn't made until 2 days after? And I saw that, but no, why would we want to stop Inside Edition from going to talk to him? Because that's what they do. They sell tabloid, content. But I came out and I said in the video, look, the entire thing about Trent is a lie. It couldn't have happened. But no, everybody hated on me. But why you can't be right? Who are you? I'm nobody, but I can read. Oh yeah, it is Val. Wished you would ban the Christopher Watts conversation. Ruby Red, True Will is awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate it. Do you think if he was ugly, people would be less interested in Christopher Watts? No. He could be one butt ugly dude. Or he could, he could be one super handsome man. And for some reason, it's popping in my head is John F. Kennedy's son. For some reason, I got a mental picture of him now in my head. I wonder who put that there. But I mean, that is a handsome man. Junior was definitely, John F. Kennedy's son he was a handsome man before he died. But no, it's the a lot of it is the psychological part of it plays into it. Doesn't matter how ugly he is or how handsome he is. We want to try to make sense of it all. We want to understand. We want to try to figure out the puzzle. We may never will. I mean, because he's never going to tell the truth. Kibbutz in Israel. I'm leaving my husband for Will. Someday. Oh, Ruby. Who are you kidding? He has a following of people who think he's innocent because he's cute. Oh, I'm not fooling myself at all. I know there are channels out there and there are people out there, and I've met these people on those channels, and I asked them point blank, why do you think that he is innocent? And some of them think the government set him up to be a fall guy, and other people believe that he's innocent because they want to believe that he's innocent. Oh, I've met him. Not personally, but I've met him online, and they really truly believe that Christopher Watts is 100% innocent and that he didn't do any of this. They started GoFundMe campaigns for him. They sent him money and put money on his accounts at Dodge Correction Center. They're still doing it to this day, and they're sharing the letters. And they have a YouTube channel. Most of it's private now, but where they share letters, love letters that they've written him, and content. They have sent him pictures of themselves scantily dressed. That you name it, they've done it because they really truly believe that he's innocent. You're never going to be able to convince them anything otherwise. They're always going to believe that he's innocent and that he was set up for this. It is truly, truly insane. But oh well, that's the great thing about the internet, right? You can, like I said, you can give people the information, but you can't help them understand it. Yeah, short and nice. If you're attractive, you can't possibly be guilty. Or, what is it? If, what is it? I'm trying to remember what his name is. He's a true crime reporter for the I think it's the Baltimore Sentinel. Can't remember, but I was gonna quote him, but I without his name, I'm not going to do it. I can't remember how you pronounce his last name. Your dad was much better looking than Christopher Watts, but just as evil. That's the truth about dumb bunnies who think cow is the cure to be guilty. Yeah. Sorry. Robert Fisher, born 13th to 1961, an American fugitive, wanted for alleged murder of his wife and 2 children, blowing up their house. Sounds interesting. I have Black Rose. I have a video on my channel about him, about Robert Fisher. Will, do you think they will ever find FBI's most wanted list family annihilator, Robert Fisher? Do I think they'll ever find Robert Fisher? I think Robert Fisher is dead. I think he got away with it, and I think he died on some private island or down in the Caribbean somewhere. But I think that's most likely where he went. Yet that or Argentina. There are parts in Argentina to that he could have gone to, and they never would have found him. You got to have boots on the ground in areas like that. How on earth can he be adjusting to prison? Oh, it's really simple. You'd be surprised how much Val, the human mind can get used to circumstances. I mean, I'm just using this as an example. Battered women and men, for in some parts, they get used to the abuse. It becomes normal. When you cage a person up, and you put them in prison or jail for a long period of time, they become institutionalized, and their mind actually gets, they get used to the routine, the mundane activities of it all. My mother is a narcissist. People think she's lovely. My sister and I think very differently. Yeah, my mother is a narcissist as well. But my mother can't help it anymore. She's a head trauma survivor. She's got the mental capacity of a 12-year-old. But she was a narcissist well before. 1 second, I have to send a text message. I have to reply back to my friend. If I can find his number. Sorry. Okay. Oop. We can't pick our parents' Blue Mermaid. It's amazing when I look at back to my family structure, from my mother and my father. I have no idea why my father was anywhere near my mother. I've really sat down and I tried to figure that out, make sense of it all. Why did my father ever fall in love with my mother? There must have been something in her that was a redeeming quality, that he wanted to have 5 children with her and stick with her, even through all the crazy, batshit insane things that she did. He knew there was something inside of her, I guess. Maybe he was trying to fix her. Maybe he was hoping that, stability would be something that would help her. I don't know. I've never been able to make sense of it. But my mother did some crazy, bizarre shit. Crazy, crazy stuff. Did I go to therapy? I am my own therapist. Nurse Beth. I guess maybe she was. I don't know. She I wouldn't say she was like, not like, attractive like as a supermodel or a movie star or something like that, or someone you would look up to. She was average looking. She still is to this day. She's still alive. She lives in upstate Minnesota. It's true to a point, Jacqueline. People do like to stay with what they know, but I don't know. It's really bizarre. And me and my sisters have all sat around and we've talked about this, and we're like, why? What in on God's green earth did our father, see in my mother? I mean, she put him through hell and back. Was it something that that we just can't see, that we can't understand, that maybe she changed somewhere along the line? Because I mean, she did some batshit stuff, crazy stuff before. Give you an example. My youngest sister, when she was just a baby, my mother left. She just disappeared one day. She got in her station wagon and drove away. She left 4 kids under the age of 11 at home with a newborn baby, and she just got in the car and left. She came back, about 8 months later, and we found out that she decided that she wanted to follow this rock band around America. And she was dating a biker for 8 months. She missed the first 8 months of my little sister's life, and just came back. And she just picked up and acted like nothing had happened. She never talked to us about it. And then later on, when I was a teenager, my mother decided that she was now from the South, like with a deep Southern accent. And she talked that way for about 3 years, anytime she was out in public. But get her at home, the accent went away. Oh, she was definitely bipolar. Sensible Crime. Very bipolar and manic depressive. But yeah, she did stuff like that to, all the way up until she had her car accident. But yet, my father stuck with her until he died. It is inexplicable. It is true, Dana. They say that you can't help who you fall in love with and who you're with, but I don't know. Watch and listen to Colorado True Crime. She's spot on the research, and she's unbiased, and she researches. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. She is spot on. She's going to piss off a lot of people. Just saying. Colorado True Crime. I will look that up. Hair FX. I will look that up. Her channel up. I have. I'll see if I can find it. I was going to do this earlier, but I forgot. There we go. 1 minute, please. 1 minute. All right. I gotta get to my dashboard. TCJ. TCJ. True Crime Junkie. She got 1,804 subscribers right now. New subscribers are TCJ, Sally Gentry, and Christina Marquez. I think it is how you pronounce it. I am not sure on that how you pronounce last name. Or I think it's Marquez. Do you get on with my siblings? Yes, extremely well. I have 4 sisters. Well, I did. I had 2 older sisters and 2 younger sisters. One of my older sisters, who was just older than me in age, passed away about 2 years ago. I still have an older sister who lives in. She lives half the time on the farm, and the other half of it in upstate Wisconsin. Well, I guess no, she's in Minnesota now. Sorry, she's in Minnesota now, upstate Minnesota. And then I have another sister who lives about 12 miles from me, roughly. And I see her all the time. Her kids and her will probably be over sometime this weekend, and the whole group of them. And then I have another sister who lives in Colorado. But yes, I get along with all of them. I haven't always seen eye to eye with my youngest sister, but we're both kind of headstrong. But that's life, though. I mean, what, Bev, you only have a son? Is that what you're saying here? You said, "Wow, only son." Oh, am I the only son? No. So there's my brother, two sisters, me, and then two younger sisters. My brother disappeared, and we've not been able to find him. We spent most of our lives trying to find him. Not most. I'll just say the better part of our lives trying to find my brother. I've talked about it before here on the live stream. Blue Mermaid, you have 4 sisters too? Sarah Taylor, welcome. Patty Keegan, welcome as well. Big family, yeah. Didn't feel like it growing up. I mean, my brother is 18 years older than me. So I know how old he is, just don't know where he is. True. Very true. Now I have 2, a 21-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old son. Same wife. A lot of people think that when they see my son, they're like, "Oh, look, you're starting over in life." I'm like, and with like a new wife. I'm like, no, same wife. My sister who lives in a town over from me, she has a boy, 2 girls. My youngest sister who lives in Colorado has a boy and 3 girls. 3 girls. So she has 4 total. My sister in Wisconsin, well, she lives in Minnesota now. She has 2 boys, 2 of her own, but she's got 2 adopted boys as well. And then my sister who passed away had 3 daughters. I think Nurse Bev. I think my having the sisters, around me growing up, I think they made me into the person I am. I mean, in a lot of aspects growing up, I wished I had a male role model around in my life. That someone besides the idiots my mom would marry, but I didn't have a brother or anything like that I can confide in. So I took it that friendship was the most important thing, and my sisters knocked the crap out of me and made sure I understood that you need to respect people and women in particular. So it definitely made me into who I am today in a lot of ways. Your mom believed her because she doesn't want to think she raised a liar. That's why I get Cindy Watts. Yeah. I can understand that in a lot of aspects. I can understand, a lot of what Cindy has done, and was done out of love for her son, but still, what she needed was somebody there to tell her, okay, you need to stop. You just need to zip it. I have 6 big brothers and no sisters. Short, nice. Wow. His dad died. Blue Mary, his dad died when at the age of 13. I lost my father when I was 10. 10 years old. And to this day, I covet the memories that I have. They'll never leave me, because even by the age of 10, he taught me some of the very important things in this world, that have gotten me through some dark times and have helped me throughout my entire life. And his brothers didn't exactly hurt either. She's in denial, Jacqueline. I mean, but she did some other things that where she just, the trauma of it all, when you find out something like that happens and that your child is the responsible individual for that, the shock and some of the things that she said, regardless of how she felt about Shannon and the girls, she never should have put out the videos about her talking down about Shannon and the girls after they died. If your son may even remotely might have been responsible for what happened to him, you don't say something like that about someone who just died, who was murdered. And she did. Originally, she put out 5 videos, and she deleted 4 of them. She put out 3 of them on Vimeo, and the other 2 were on released out to general public on YouTube. And she deleted all 4 of them, and she left the one up. And I think it might still be out there. So a lot of people copied it right away, especially since she started deleting the content. And then the interviews. Oh, my God. Just shut up already, Cindy. Please. For the love of God, I was screaming at the top of my lungs, just shut up. Just stop. You have no idea where this case is going and what's going to happen. And you're going to live to regret what you're talking about now. But she had the right to talk. But, just because you have the right to talk and you have the right to express your opinion doesn't mean you have to. And she did. So, Kiki Mercer, I pray I keep choosing right. I'm sure you will. I have no idea what the context is, though. Sarah Taylor, thank you. Appreciate it. Are you into race cars? No, the comment went by. Hold on. Am I into race cars? Karen Welch is asking, are you into race cars, Med Gas Guy? No, but Med Gas Guy is really into glass. Yeah. Gee, that's a surprise, Med Gas Guy. You're into art? Huh. I never would have guessed that. Art, food, and wine festivals. Med Gas Guy, you want to tell everybody what you like to do? I'm stepping over here, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta message Cece later and find out how to turn that damn thing off during a live stream. She knows how to do it. What do you do for a living, Med Gas Guy? Somebody told me that you were into making or doing something with glass. They didn't tell me that you were a licensed plumber. I would have remembered that as, but I'm sorry. Will has been kidnapped, Dana. No, I'm just standing off camera smoking. I can't smoke on camera. Yes, Patty. I am smoking. We're going to go another about 16 more minutes. Welcome, Deb. That way we'll break the record for the longest stream at 3 hours. Daniel Wiltshire. Wiltshire. I swear somebody told me. Sig Nazis. Yeah. Somebody told me you did either stained glass. I think it was stained glass windows or something along that line. I'm sorry. Oh, Kiki's giving away free brothers today. Val, bye. Oh, Val's making a joint. Roll them if you got them. But my God bless each one of you. So good things come your way. Metro T-Mobile sucks, so I can't read or hear y'all. Later. Bye, Stacy. Medical gas systems in hospitals. Hence the med gas guy, medical gas guy. Seems to fit. You're welcome, Jacqueline. I'll try to stay as sane as I can for as long as I can. Now, there is a very good possibility that I will go, completely mentally insane because my 3-year-old will push me to that point. He tries every day. Just a little bit more of my sanity has gone away. Pink camo, puff, pass. Welcome, pink camo. I'm glad you could stop in today. I hope you've been here a while. I'm going to go up for another 13 minutes, and then I'm going to call it for the day. Which confession do I believe? Super Day, welcome. I don't believe any of his confessions, if you're talking about Christopher Watts, are 100% true. Bye, Dandy. Have a good day. Thanks for being here. We'll enjoy doing the barn chores today while listening to you. Cool, Ellie. True narc? Who's a narc? We have a narc in here? Gotta go. Daylight is burning. Have a great day. Bye, Tina. I think Christopher Watts just enjoys the attention he is getting. Oh, yeah. Because eventually people are going to, stop paying attention to him, and then he's just going to be yesterday's news. I mean, right now, most of the media in America has switched to Michael Wayne Jones Jr. down there in Carolina, who killed all 4 of his children and his wife, kept her in the van for almost 2 weeks, rolled up in blankets, then smothered, drowned 2 of his children, and 2 of them he choked to death. And then he went out into the forest in Georgia and disposed of his children, and then went and was going to dispose of his wife someplace else, and he got into a car accident, and then nonchalantly told the officers when they showed up to do the accident investigation, "Oh, by the way, I have a dead body in the back of my van." Bye, Short and Nice. You have a good day. They're only little once. Keep strong and carry on. Yeah. Hoorah. Thank you. It's me. It's me. I appreciate it. Yeah. That Michael Wayne Jones Jr. killed his wife first, stuffed her in the van, parked the van out in front of his house. She was in the back of the minivan, laid out on the floor, dead for a couple of weeks before he killed his children. It wasn't until she had been gone and dead for a couple of weeks that somebody finally filed a missing persons report. I get nervous when police behind me when I'm okay. Yeah. You look a lot of art festivals, huh, Med Gas guy? Yeah. Black Rose 11 is having coffee and a bar of chocolate, looks like. I'm drinking black coffee. Attention, more safety security in prison. Yeah. Kim Stinky. Okay. Welcome, Kim. Yep. Beat her to death with a baseball bat. Sarah Taylor is off to work. Got to love a night shift in A&E on Saturday night. Take care. Bye, Sarah. You take care. And thank you again for stopping by today. Hey, Mike. Okay, Mike. Mike Brown. I'm going to guess. So I saw in the comment section, I watched every video you have on your channel, by the way. But San Diego, Los Angeles, where parts on the lovely state of California are you at, Mike? And by the way, your boys are pretty good at skateboarding. Yes, yes. San Diego. Okay. The only ocean front I saw in San Diego was when I was in boot camp. I went to MCRD San Diego. It's the only beachfront that I got to see, and it wasn't fun beachfront. Bailey Vexed. Hello, welcome. We're only going to go for about another 8 minutes here. Sorry you guys jumped in a little bit late. Me too, remember, Will, Semper Fi. Semper Fi. I was in hotel company. We were right next to the mess hall. Wasn't until what? Maybe you were. I don't know if you did or not, but I never knew that damn place was so large until after graduation. Me and my friends walked around. And we found a Taco Bell and everything over on the other side of the parade grounds over there. Huge place. Second, Echo Company. Little bit of Sandra. Got home late from running errands. Little bit of Sandra. And welcome. Glad you could be here, a little bit of Sandra. Bailey next. Bailey Vexed. Kathy McGaw. Is that a G or McGaw? That's all right. I have to go get my eyes checked. I'm looking at I can see the MC, and I'm like, McGaw, is that a G or a C? And I'm like, fairly close to the screen here. Been watching Bonita Springs, Florida. New court documentary released in the murder of the popular Dr. Teresa Shevers, alleged that woman husband plotted her murder. Ooh. Hard to say, Debbie. Okay. Really? A bunch of jarheads in here? No joke. But I don't know where I'd be if it wasn't for the Marine Corps. I was in a really dark place in my life, and it saved me. Debbie wonders if Skylar killed her baby. I don't know. I mean, she definitely did some serious things wrong afterwards. Her method of disposal of the body and lying, but especially it helped me out too. I was married at the time, and to my first wife. I was young, stupid, and I was going down the wrong path in life. I mean, I was making great money at my job, but it I was going nowhere fast. And one day it was raining, and I was waiting to catch a bus to go rent a car because my car was in the shop, and I'm standing in a bus stop in one of those enclosed cubicle things. There's like one entrance, one exit, and next thing I know, there's a Marine standing behind me, Sergeant, United States Marine Corps, standing there in a trench coat and asked me if I wanted a ride. Didn't know him, never saw him, never even knew he was there. What's a jarhead nickname for a Marine? Because our haircuts. People said that their haircuts made us look like jarheads, our heads look like a jar, like the haircut look. Yeah, Nurse Bev. Well, I went there, didn't know what I was doing. I signed up, and I think I've told the whole story on here before, but within a matter of weeks, I took the ASVAB, sworn in, shipped out, and it was probably the best thing for me. It got me out of where I was, what I was doing. You were in the Army from 1978 to 1985. Yeah, well, we're a little bit of a difference in time age and age there between us, Mike. I joined the United States Marine Corps in October of 1991. No, Mad Gas Guy was in the Army from 78 to 85. Sorry. The Mad Gas Guy is 58. That was your plan B. What was plan A? Well, we don't really have time to get into it. We got about another 40 seconds here. Crystal, aka Beaver Gaming Sub. Hi, how you doing, sweetheart? I hope everything is going well with you. I want her husband to get the death penalty. Think Rogers should just rot in jail. Blue Mermaid, thank you. I really do hope that you have a terrific day today. And stay safe out there. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the 3-hour mark for this live stream. I do need to get going. I really do appreciate everyone for stopping by today. And take care. Next weekend, if you can, if you want to come on the stream, I'll put a link in the stream, and you can join in and be part of the stream with me. Anybody. There's simple rules that we talk about whatever we want to talk about. You share whatever you want to share, and that we keep it civil for everybody. But again, have a great day, everyone. mid-gas guy. I will do everything that I do, and I will thank you. I appreciate it. You keep on being you.